Tyler, the Creator, is Colorist. Let's talk about it. Honestly, most rappers are colorists, so that's nothing really new. I just felt like nobody really likes to talk about Tyler's history of colorism towards dark-skinned black women. I noticed that he does have quite a few black women fans, although his fan base is spread around all different races, both male and female. Just be cautious as a black woman being his fan and idolizing him, because chances are he wouldn't do the same for someone like yourself. Everyone likes to put Tyler, the Creator, on a pedestal like he's so innovative and does no wrong. In reality, he has a very flawed past. His music used to be very dark just a few years ago, and he has made a whole transformation, cleaning up his image, so therefore people who recently discover him see him in this new light. He has been very controversial about many things in the past, like R-wording women or saying slurs about gay people, but this video is going to be centered around his favoritism towards racially ambiguous women. He has had lyrics in the past saying, "Got all the black bees mad cause my main bee vanilla," on the song French, literally the first verse. And I just feel like that was a moment that no one really acknowledged very much. He also has hinted about self-hate in lyrics in the past, like tall, ugly N-word with lips bigger than Tigger. And something about how I'm surprised the doctor even touched me. Or how he rapped about his absent father saying Nigerian F-word, now I'm stuck with this S-word facial hair. It kind of shows how he views himself when he was younger and possibly didn't like how black he was. Now let's move on to some of his love interests throughout the years, whether they were personal girlfriends of Tyler's or just girls shown in his music videos or projects. You have the girl in the She music video, the girl in the Beamer music video, this random girl, I forgot her name, but I believed he dated her at some point in time, Crystal Tillman from his Effing Young music video. He actually liked her a lot, and she was featured in many of his projects after that, like his fashion show or random photo shoots for his Golf Wang collections. They also were good friends for some years, I believe even to this day. Kali Uchis. He basically adopted this girl at the start of her career. He produced a whole album for her. He featured her in many of his projects and music videos. He basically helped put her on the map in the music industry. Now she is flourishing. She won a Grammy. She's respected as her own artist, and she even went on tour with him for his Call Me If You Get Lost tour. The girl as the love interest for What's Your Name, this random French girl in his fragrance commercial, and some new girlfriend that he was seen with a few times recently. Now that's all I personally know of. Maybe he has had a few private relationships. I also know that he has hinted about being gay a few years ago in the Igor era. He even has a music video where he has a white man as the love interest. His sexuality is his business, although he does make it very public. I think he is definitely bisexual. And random thought, he could have been doing that as a publicity stunt. But I still think that he is probably bisexual because of how comfortable he is about making jokes about things like that. We're not going to talk about the men that Tyler has flirted with or, random flings or whatever, because he definitely had like a one-sided thing with A$AP Rocky, although A$AP Rocky is very straight and really always rejected Tyler, but they were good friends, honestly. Throughout the years, Tyler has had a thing for usually mixed women. He has stated his type in the past that he loves women who are tall, very skinny, almost having a boyish figure, and he loves freckles. Most of his love interests fit perfectly into that stereotype. I wouldn't be surprised if he eventually marries a woman who fits into that stereotype. He has had random crushes on people like Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid. They were even friends. I believe that they probably still are.
The thing is, I go for models. Like, I like, because models at core, like, people think they're kind of like all like that. They're actually dorks, and we get along like that.
He has stated how he liked Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift way in the past in interviews, and honestly, he was very vulgar about how he spoke about these women, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were completely repulsed by him at the time.
There's no hot singers out there that you would like to?
Not at all. I'm gonna keep it honest. I will Selena Gomez like it's no tomorrow.
You should.
Nah, we don't really get along.
Make it
She
right.
don't like me.
Make it right, brother.
No, we don't like each other.
Really?
Who was the other one? Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. So what? Would you kill Lindsay Lohan?
Off top, I will Taylor Swift off top. That little frail little white bitch. She'll get it off top.
The only time he really mentions black women are when he is degrading them in some kind of way. He has thrown on a wig and pretended to be a black woman in his show Loiter Squad in the past. Remember that meme about the birthday? Yeah. It just seemed that in the past, he has had a very stereotypical view of black women in the past, thinking they are ghetto, loud, aggressive, and just unattractive. He once featured a black model, Bria Miles, who is an incredibly beautiful black woman, in one of his music videos to Molly. And let me just say, it was pretty derogatory. He was jumping on her butt like it was a trampoline, and I feel like that was him making a mockery of black women's butts because he obviously isn't personally attracted to women with large butts. Then there was once a t-shirt he released in his Golf Wayne collection where he literally had a naked black woman with a ton of pubic hair and basically stating how she was a prostitute. Honestly, who would waste their money on some trash like that? And most of all, who would wear something like that in public? Once again, classic mockery. Now, he has stated a few times how he appreciates music from random black women at random times in interviews. Like, he would mention how he loves Colorist and, some songs that Brandy has made, or just something, usually artists from the early 2000s who inspired him growing up. And it's progress, I suppose, but it isn't anything more than brief admiration and definitely not showing any attraction to women who look like him. To conclude this, I'm not saying to not support him anymore because he is a decent music artist in this drought of what we call the music industry, but I just wanted to point out the colorism that I have seen in his choice of women, specifically women, because when it comes to men, he is not afraid to publicly flirt with dark-skinned men. He's not, he has a lot of dark-skinned men friends, so there's that. Something that typically happens with black men. They're okay when it comes to other black men, but with other black women, they view black women very differently and in a negative light. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video.